The rain fell like a shroud, cold and merciless, just like the words he'd spat at me. "Scarlet," he'd sneered, his arm wrapped around my own sister. "Did you really think I loved you? You were just a stepping stone." My fiancé, Damien, and my sister Clara, their laughter echoing in my ears as my world crumbled. In the end, a speeding car was my final curtain call. I remember the blinding lights, the searing pain, and then nothing. But I opened my eyes, not to the sterile white of a hospital, but to the familiar silk sheets of my own bed. Sunlight streamed through the window, the same window I'd stared out of this very morning. The date on my phone confirmed it. I was back. 1 year before my death. 1 year to change everything. A bitter laugh escaped my lips. Fate had given me a second chance, and I wasn't going to waste it on tears. This time, I would be the one orchestrating the play. Later that day, I found myself at the annual Starlight Charity Gala, a glittering event for the city's elite. Damien, ever the picture of charm, was by my side, whispering sweet nothings that now sounded like poison. "You look breathtaking tonight, my love," he murmured, his eyes, however, flitting across the room. I smiled, a cool, detached smile he didn't recognize. "Do I?" I replied, my voice smooth as glass. Across the ballroom I saw Clara, her gaze fixed on Damien, a predatory glint in her eyes. The same look she'd given him in my past life. The game was already afoot. As Damien was schmoozing with potential investors, a figure I'd barely noticed in my previous life stepped into the light. Liam Sterling, the quiet, almost reclusive head of the Sterling Corporation, a rival to Damien's family business. He was known for his sharp mind and even sharper integrity. In my past life, he was just a name in the business pages. Tonight, he was an opportunity. I watched him from afar, his presence steady and calm amidst the chaos of the gala. He wasn't like Damien, all flash and no substance. There was a depth to him, and quiet strength that drew me in. I needed an ally, someone Damien couldn't manipulate. Excusing myself, I made my way towards Liam. He was standing alone by the terrace, looking out at the city lights. "Mr. Sterling," I began, my heart thumping a steady rhythm of resolve. He turned, his dark eyes holding a flicker of surprise. They were kind, I noted, truly kind. "It's a beautiful view, isn't it?" I said, joining him at the railing. He simply nodded, a man of few words. "I have a business proposal for you," I said, cutting straight to the point. One that could be mutually beneficial and perhaps rearrange the city's business landscape. His eyebrow arched, a spark of interest in his gaze. This was my first move. Over the next few weeks, Liam and I met in secret. I fed him information, insider knowledge of Damien's company's weaknesses, their shady deals, all things I'd foolishly overlooked in my past life. Liam was brilliant, connecting the dots with a speed that left me breathless. He saw the rot at the core of Damien's empire long before anyone else. But our meetings became more than just business. We talked about books, about art, about our dreams. I saw the man behind the CEO, a man who was gentle, who listened, and whose rare smiles made my heart flutter in a way it never had with Damien. One rainy afternoon, in a cozy cafe, Liam placed his hand over mine. "Scarlet," he said, his voice soft but firm. "I know there's more to this than just business. You don't have to tell me everything, but know that I'm on your side. Not just as a partner, but as a friend." My breath hitched. In that moment, surrounded by the scent of coffee and rain, I felt a warmth spread through me, a genuine connection I had craved my entire life. I was falling for him, and the realization was both terrifying and exhilarating. This wasn't part of the plan. Or maybe he was the plan all along. The day of the big shareholders' meeting arrived. This was the climax of my revenge. Damien stood at the podium, arrogant and confident, presenting his vision for the company's future. He had no idea the ground was about to crumble beneath him. Midway through his speech, the screens behind him flickered. Instead of corporate projections, they displayed irrefutable proof of his embezzlement and illegal market manipulation. All the evidence Liam and I had meticulously gathered. Gasps filled the room. Damien's face went pale, his eyes darting around wildly until they landed on me. I was standing at the back of the room, next to Liam, and I offered him a small, triumphant smile. Chaos erupted. Damien was ruined. As security escorted him away, his furious, betrayed gaze was my ultimate vindication. Later, Clara confronted me, her face a mask of rage. "How could you?" she shrieked. "He was supposed to be mine." I looked at my sister, no longer with pain, but with pity. "He was never yours to begin with, Clara, and he was never worthy of me." I turned and walked away, leaving my toxic past behind me for good. That evening, Liam took me to the same terrace where we first spoke. The city lights glittered below, like 1,000 fallen stars. The air was crisp and clean. "It's over," I whispered, a sense of profound relief washing over me. Liam turned to face me, his dark eyes full of an emotion I was only just beginning to understand. "For them, yes," he said softly. "But for us, I hope it's just the beginning." He gently cupped my face, his thumb stroking my cheek. "Scarlet, you came to me for revenge, but I found so much more." My heart hammered against my ribs. "I think I've fallen in love with you." And then he leaned in and kissed me. It wasn't a kiss of possession or strategy. It was a kiss of promise, of a new beginning, of a love that was real and true. In his arms, I wasn't the reborn woman seeking revenge. I was just Scarlet, a woman who had finally found her home. This time I knew my happily ever after was just getting started. Thank you so much for watching my story unfold. If you enjoyed this journey of rebirth and finding true love, please hit that like button, and don't forget to subscribe for more tales of drama and romance. See you in the next video.